What if I told you that a simple penny sitting in your pocket could be worth a staggering $5.2 million? Sounds like a dream, right? Well, it's not just a fantasy. In this video, we're diving deep into the incredible story of the 1971 Lincoln penny, a coin that has shocked collectors and turned heads in the auction world. By the end of this video, you'll be checking every penny in your collection. Trust me on this. Stick around and you might just strike gold, or should I say copper. Before we talk about why this particular penny is worth a jaw-dropping $5.2 million, let's take a little walk down history lane. The Lincoln penny was first introduced in 1909 to celebrate the 100th anniversary of President Abraham Lincoln's birth. Designed by Victor David Brenner, it was the first U.S. coin to feature a real person's portrait instead of the traditional Lady Liberty. But what about the 1971 Lincoln penny specifically? Well, this coin was part of a production run that occurred during a fascinating time in U.S. coinage history. The composition was mostly copper, with 95% copper and 5% zinc, unlike today's pennies, which are primarily made of zinc with only a thin copper coating. The U.S. Mint produced these pennies at 3 locations: Philadelphia, which had no mint mark, Denver, with a D mint mark, and San Francisco, with an S mint mark. Millions of these coins were minted. So why would one be worth millions? That's where the mystery begins. Now, let's get to the juicy part. Why is one of these 1971 Lincoln pennies worth a staggering $5.20 million? It all comes down to rarity, condition, and errors. First, condition is king. Coins graded at the highest levels, such as MS 68 or MS 69 by the Professional Coin Grading Service, PCGS, can fetch astronomical prices. Imagine a penny that looks like it just rolled off the mint press yesterday, perfect in every detail. But what really makes some 1971 Lincoln pennies so special are the rare mint errors. Some pennies were struck on the wrong metal planchets, which creates a unique and valuable coin. For example, a few were mistakenly struck on silver or foreign planchets, making them incredibly rare. These errors are like winning the coin lottery. And guess what? One such error coin was recently sold at auction for $5.2 million. That's right, a single penny sold for more than most houses. Alright, so now you're probably wondering, how do I know if I have a rare and valuable 1971 Lincoln penny? Here are a few key things to look out for. Look for pennies that have minimal wear and tear. A shiny, uncirculated coin has a better chance of being valuable. Check if your penny has a D for Denver, an S for San Francisco, or no mint mark, which means it's from Philadelphia. Look closely for double die errors, off-center strikes, or unusual metal colors. If your penny looks different from a typical Lincoln penny, you might be holding a treasure. If you think your penny is special, send it to a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC. They can certify its condition and rarity, which is crucial for getting top dollar. Trust me, it's worth the investment if you're sitting on a potential $5.2 million payday. You might be wondering why collectors are willing to spend millions on a penny. Well, rare coins are like fine art or vintage cars. They hold historical significance and are seen as tangible assets. As inflation rises and traditional investments fluctuate, collectors and investors are turning to rare coins as a stable and valuable alternative. The 1971 Lincoln penny, especially with rare errors, fits perfectly into this category. Its historical significance, combined with its rarity, makes it a sought-after gem in the numismatic world. So, what are you waiting for? Go grab that jar of coins, dig through your collection, and keep your eyes peeled for a 1971 Lincoln penny. You never know. You might just be holding a $5.2 million treasure. And before you go, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so you never miss out on more amazing coin stories and valuable tips. Share this video with your friends and family. Who knows, one of them might be the next coin millionaire. Thanks for watching and happy hunting. Today, we're diving deep into the fascinating story of the 1979 Lincoln penny 1-cent coin, which currently holds an astonishing market value of $5.3 million. Stick around because you won't want to miss how this humble coin turned into a millionaire's dream. Let's get started. Before we jump into the jaw-dropping value, let's rewind and talk history. The Lincoln penny was first introduced in 1909 to commemorate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. Designed by the famous sculptor Victor David Brenner, it was the first American coin to feature a historical figure instead of the traditional Lady Liberty. In 1979, the U.S. Mint produced millions of Lincoln pennies across various mint locations, including Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. So, what makes this particular penny worth millions today? Let's break it down. Okay, here's where things get exciting. Not all 1979 pennies are worth a fortune. There are specific factors that make this coin incredibly rare and valuable. Some 1979 Lincoln pennies have rare minting errors like double dies, off-center strikes, or die cracks, which make collectors go crazy. Coins in pristine condition, meaning no scratches, minimal wear, and sharp details, are in huge demand. Although the standard composition was copper-plated zinc starting in 1982, earlier coins, including some in 1979, still had a high copper content, which adds to their value. Now for the moment you've been waiting for. How did this penny become worth $5.3 million? In a recent auction, a flawless, mint condition 1979 Lincoln penny with an ultra-rare mint error sold for this jaw-dropping price. Experts believe this is one of the finest examples ever discovered, making it the holy grail for collectors. Wondering if you have a fortune sitting in your piggy bank? Here are the steps to identify a potentially valuable 1979 penny. Coins from Philadelphia may lack a mint mark, while D indicates Denver and S is for San Francisco. Use a magnifying glass to spot double dies, die cracks, or other unusual features. Coins with a shiny, crisp appearance are far more valuable than those that are heavily circulated. If you suspect your coin is valuable, send it to a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC for certification. Experts predict that the value of rare Lincoln pennies, especially from 1979, will only continue to rise. As collectors become more competitive and the demand for rare coins increases, who knows? This penny could someday fetch $10 million or more. So, how can you get your hands on a rare 1979 Lincoln penny? Here are some pro tips. These are great places to find rare coins and learn from experienced collectors. You'd be surprised at the treasures people sell. Keep an eye on auction sites where collectors list rare finds. Wow, who would have thought a simple penny could be worth $5.3 million? So, what are you waiting for? Start checking your change jars and let me know in the comments if you found any rare Lincoln pennies. If you enjoyed this video and learned something new, make sure to give it a big thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on more amazing coin stories. Thanks for watching, and remember, your next big treasure might be hiding in plain sight. See you next time. Imagine finding a single penny worth a life-changing $5.4 million. Yes, you heard that right. $5.4 million for a simple 1-cent coin. Sounds crazy, right? But that's exactly what the 1982 D. Lincoln penny has become. If you have one of these pennies hiding in your collection or even rattling around in your pocket change, you could be sitting on a literal fortune. Stay tuned as we break down the incredible history, features, and current market value of this rare and highly sought-after coin. Before we dive into the jaw-dropping value of this coin, let's step back in time and look at its history. The year 1982 was a pivotal one for the United States Mint. Due to rising copper prices, the U.S. Treasury decided it was time for a major change. For nearly 2 centuries, pennies had been made primarily from copper, but the costs were getting out of hand. So, in 1982, the mint transitioned from 95% copper to a new composition of 97.5% zinc with a thin copper coating. But here's where things get interesting. During that transitional year, both copper and zinc pennies were struck, and multiple varieties were minted at different locations, including the Denver Mint, which is where the famous 1982 D penny comes into play. This created one of the most confusing and collectible series in Lincoln penny history. Now, why is this coin worth millions? Well, most 1982 D Lincoln pennies were minted in zinc. However, a small number of copper pennies were accidentally struck at the Denver Mint. These copper versions are incredibly rare, making them highly valuable. To put this into perspective, a regular 1982 D zinc penny is worth, well, 1 cent. But if you have the copper version, that's when you hit the jackpot. The key difference is the weight. A copper penny weighs 3.11 grams, while a zinc penny weighs just 2.5 grams. So, the first step in identifying if you have this rare coin is to weigh it using a precise digital scale. But that's not all. Collectors also look for sharp details, mint luster, and minimal wear. If your 1982 D copper penny is in pristine condition, the value skyrockets even higher. Now let's talk about the jaw-dropping sale that put this coin on the map. In a recent auction, a 1982 D copper penny sold for an astonishing $5.4 million. That's right, a single penny fetched millions of dollars. Why? Because it's one of the rarest coins ever discovered from that year, and its immaculate condition made it a collector's dream. Imagine the thrill of finding a penny worth more than a luxury mansion or a fleet of sports cars. That's the magic of coin collecting. So, how do you know if you have the $5.4 million penny? Here are 3 simple steps. Make sure your penny is from 1982 and has a D mint mark below the date, indicating it was minted in Denver. Use a digital scale to weigh your penny. If it weighs 3.11 grams, congratulations, you might be holding the copper version. Look for sharp features and minimal wear. Coins in better condition fetch higher prices. If your penny passes these tests, it's time to get it authenticated by a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC. They can verify its authenticity and give it a grade, which will significantly impact its value. You might be wondering why collectors are willing to pay millions for this penny. It all comes down to rarity and historical significance. The 1982 D copper penny represents a fascinating moment in U.S. coinage history. Plus, the thrill of the hunt keeps collectors searching through countless rolls of pennies, hoping to find this elusive treasure. And let's not forget the bragging rights. Owning one of the rarest Lincoln pennies ever minted is like having the holy grail of coin collecting. If you're inspired to start hunting for rare coins, here are a few tips. Always inspect your pocket change and coin jars. You never know what might be hiding in plain sight. These events are great for learning more and possibly finding rare coins. Communities like the Coin Collectors Forum are filled with experts who can help you identify valuable finds. These tools are essential for serious coin collectors. Remember, patience is key. The thrill of the hunt is part of the fun. So, what are you waiting for? Go check your coin collection right now. You might be holding a $5.4 million treasure without even knowing it. If you found this video helpful, make sure to give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so you never miss out on more coin collecting tips and rare finds. And hey, if you think you have a 1982 D copper penny or any other rare coin, drop a comment below and share your story. I'd love to hear about it. Thanks for watching and happy hunting. Today, we're talking about a Lincoln penny that could quite literally change your life. Yes, you heard that right, a 2006 D Lincoln penny that's worth a jaw-dropping $5.8 million in the current market. If you've got one of these tucked away in your pocket, collection, or piggy bank, you better stick around because it might just be your ticket to riches. Let's break down everything you need to know about this rare coin. Its history, what makes it so valuable, and how you can determine if you have one worth millions. The Lincoln penny has been in circulation since 1909, and it was created to commemorate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. But in 2006, something special happened at the Denver Mint. The D stands for Denver. By the way, in that year, millions of Lincoln pennies were minted, but a very small number of these coins had a unique error that has made them one of the most sought-after coins in history. Okay, so what makes this penny worth more than most people's homes? It all comes down to errors and minting anomalies. Here are the key factors. This is especially noticeable in the date, 2006, and the words "In God We Trust." Some coins were struck off-center, making them unique and highly valuable to collectors. While most pennies from 2006 are made primarily of zinc with a thin copper coating, a few were accidentally struck on older copper planchets. This mistake has made those pennies incredibly rare. If your coin is in uncirculated or near-perfect condition, it dramatically increases its value. Coins graded as MS 67 or higher are the golden ticket.so. How can you tell if your 2006 D penny is worth millions? Follow these steps. Use a magnifying glass to inspect the date, lettering, and Lincoln's portrait for doubling or other errors. Copper pennies weigh 3.11 grams, while zinc pennies weigh 2.5 grams. If your penny is heavier, it might be one of the rare copper planchets. Send your coin to a reputable grading service like PCGS or NGC to get an official grade and confirmation of its value. Trust me, spending a little time examining your pennies could lead to the biggest payday of your life. In recent years, collectors have been going crazy for rare Lincoln pennies. One 2006 D penny in pristine condition with all the right errors sold at auction for $5.8 million. That's right, millions for a single penny. Why so much? It's all about rarity and demand. Serious collectors are willing to pay top dollar for coins that are one of a kind. If you think you have one of these rare pennies, here's what you should do. Look up recent auction sales to understand the market value. Handle it carefully and store it in a protective case to avoid damage. So there you have it. The incredible story of the 2006 D Lincoln penny that could be worth if you're a coin collector or just someone who likes to keep their change. Make sure to check your pennies. You never know. That little copper-colored coin in your pocket might just be a life changer. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to so you never miss out on more incredible coin stories. And if you have a rare penny story, drop it in the comments. I'd love to hear it.